One Zambia, One Nation, and thanks for joining us on Zanis News. To present, my name is Juliet Mutale. Top stories in the news. President Hichilema calls for patriotism, hard work among Zambians. Wama asks councils to consult before allocating plots for development. Hunger looms in Chirundu district. Plus, stakeholders improve sanitation at Nchwala. Zanis News in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema says government is making steady progress in entrenching values and principles among the citizenry. President Hichilema says citizens are increasingly appreciating the role values and principles play in shaping the morality of the country. He said this when he gave the State of the Nation address in Parliament today. Details in this report.
President Hakainde Hichilema has reaffirmed government's commitment in promoting good morals among the citizens. President Hichilema says moral uprightness is a key ingredient for any country to attain meaningful development. However, the head of state has expressed concern over the high prevalence of vices such as alcohol and substance abuse. President Hichilema said this when he addressed the nation on the progress made in the application of national values and principles.
A very upright nation is key to achieving meaningful development. As a nation, we still experience a high prevalence of vices such as alcohol and substance abuse. Teenager pregnancy, child marriage, and gender-based violence. This is unacceptable.
And commenting on marriages, President Hichilema says the rate at which marriages are breaking in the country is worrisome and has since called for safeguarding the institution of marriage.
Marriages breaking up in our country is worrisome. We must all be concerned. I urge families, the church, civil society, traditional leaders, working together with government to intensify our efforts in ensuring that the institution of marriage is respected, it is safeguarded.
The head of state has also urged citizens to exhibit high levels of patriotism by developing a sense of pride, devotion, and attachment to the country.
We need to develop a sense of pride, devotion, and attachment to our beloved country, Zambia, and a state granted to us by God.
On social media, the president has challenged Zambians to refrain from abusing it, but use it to foster economic and social development.
Upon our citizens to use social media to foster what is missing in this country: economic and social development.
Meanwhile, stakeholders have commended President Hichilema for highlighting the steps government is taking in addressing some of the challenges that the country is facing.
I'm quite happy that the president has covered very many issues pertinent to the economy and the advancement of our country.
We talked a lot about Zambia's values, and it was a great chance to celebrate some of Zambia's brilliant values, and he talked a lot about...
So we really agree with him on that high morals, and it's not the best. And as a church, we want to partner with the government.
For Zanis, I'm Lakson Makodza.
Vice President Mutalena Lumango says government remains committed to accelerating the growth of local enterprises because they provide innovative and competitive products and services. Speaking at the mega exhibition in Lusaka, Mrs. Nalumango says enterprises play a critical role in solving unemployment challenges and poverty in the country. We have more in this report.
In an effort to complement the conducive business and investment environment set by the government, the Gland Business Expo Limited organized the mega exhibition for small and medium enterprises and corporate entities. Gland Business Expo Limited Mega Exhibition Chairman Bernard Bwalia explains that the event seeks to grow and market local businesses at a global level.
The vision of the Grand Business Expo is to ensure that we grow this event to a larger extent so that it can also be able to compete with the likes of the Dubai Expo, Shanghai Expo, to allow institutions, companies to market their products and services.
In a speech read for her by Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Chipoka Mlenga, Vice President Mtalena Lumango commended the initiative that resonates with government's aspiration of promoting trade and investment.
The government remains committed and will continue to implement policies that are aimed at promoting trade and investment. In this regard, the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry is implementing various programs, including 1. Promotion of economic diplomacy in our trade missions and foreign negotiations in order to attract increased trade and investment. Zambia's economy needs everyone's participation, especially entrepreneurs and startups. As government, we remain committed to accelerating the growth of our local enterprises to ensure they provide leading, innovative, and globally competitive products and services. This is the only way we can, as Zambians, market ourselves to the world and have a strong international presence.
Meanwhile, the exhibitors appreciated the platform as it creates linkages.
So the reason why we've come here is for us to be able to expand our business. That is basically opening these businesses even as far as Solwezi, all parts of Zambia.
As ZDA, as Zambia Development Agency, we are pleased to be invited to such a grand expo. As you know, our mandate is to facilitate and promote trade and investment in Zambia.
The expo was dubbed Starting the Year 2023 with $1 billion business investment and opportunities. Wupesendwe for Zanis News in Lusaka.
Still in the news, the Water Resources Management Authority, WAMA, is concerned that some government institutions are contributing to the depletion of water by allocating settlements near water bodies. WAMA Director General Kenneth Nyundu has since asked institutions such as local authorities to consult the authority before designating areas for development. More in this report.
Mandated to manage water resources in the country, the Water Resources Management Authority, WAMA, has engaged stakeholders in Chipata on various issues affecting the management of water in Eastern Province. The team, led by the Institution Director General Kenneth Nyundu, started with engaging Eastern Province Permanent Secretary Paul Tole.
If we continue on this path of distraction in terms of riverbank activation, encroaching well fields, catchment areas, cutting of trees, where even when we know that this is an area which is supporting the river system, we find that sometimes the local authorities, they designate the same area for residential development. But then you need water to support the same population. You need the same water to support other strategic infrastructure like hydropower. The issues we witnessed this year of low water levels in Kariba are not isolated to Kariba area. This is just a summation and reflection of what's happening in the entire upstream where the river system of Kafue, Zambezi is.
Diarrhea infections, cholera, will be the order of the day. And as you have already alluded to, what is manifesting before us, it just points that somewhere we have neglected the basics in managing our environment properly.
Further, the team called on Chipata City Mayor George Mwanza.
I think it will be very, very important that we have representation from your organization, from one, in this very important committee that looks at development at the primary level before it is actually executed in the larger community. But also it will give an opportunity to WAMA to offer direct advice in terms of how best can we manage this very scarce and very important resource.
And inspecting this privately owned water source, the Director General gave directives.
Main concern like here, because where we are standing here, this is the dam embankment. It is what would happen if suddenly this water is let free through breaching of this dam. We are concerned about what will happen downstream. There are other water users. You really have to take this matter as a matter of urgency so that we do not go to that worst option, which is the decommissioning of the dam because of the threat which it will be posing downstream.
Abigail Kashweka, Zanis in Chipata.
From Eastern Province, we move to Southern Province, where the Kariba North Bank Extension Power Corporation Limited has donated an autoclave machine worth 200,000 kwacha to Siavonga District Hospital as part of the corporate social responsibility. Speaking at the handover ceremony, Kariba North Bank Extension Power Corporation Limited Director of Transmission, Justin Longo, says the company is focused on improving human health. And in receiving the donation, Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary, Technical Services, Lakson Kasonka, who was represented by Siavonga District Health Director, Adija Sumbwe, says government is pleased to partner with the corporation in improving the well-being of the people. Here are the details.
This is a modern equipment donated to Siavonga District Hospital by Kariba North Bank Power Extension Corporation Limited, a subsidiary of ZESCO Limited. Minister of Health Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Lakson Kasonka, was represented by Siavonga District Health Director, Adija Sumbwe, at the handover ceremony.
Government is pleased to partner with Kariba North Bank Extension Power Corporation in improving healthcare in Zambia, and we are confident that the health equipment that Kariba North Bank Extension Power Corporation is donating today will go a long way in helping to strengthen healthcare for the people of Siavonga and the general public.
And management at the hospital says the machine will go a long way in improving the services at the hospital.
Let's convey our sincere gratitude to Ken B, PC Board, for the donation. And I also want to ensure you that the autoclave machine will be safeguarded and will be put into good use.
Usually after cleaning our instruments, we pack them, then we put them inside here. So whatever we are using on the patient, including the material for draping the patient, it has to be sterile. The cotton, everything else we use. So we have to put it in the sterilizing machine, and it is usually set according to the hours that you want to set it.
And Kariba North Bank Power Extension Corporation Limited says one of the corporation's activities is corporate social responsibility centered on health and the well-being of the community.
We understand the importance of having the latest technology, and we are confident that this machine will help Siavonga District Hospital provide top quality service to its patients. As a board, we hope that this donation will go a long way in supporting the good work that is done by Siavonga District Hospital.
Audrey Kalenga, Zanis News, Siavonga.
You are watching Zanis News from Mass Media Complex. Nalikwanda constituency in Mongu district has had no hospital. As such, people seek medical services from Lewanika General Hospital. This state of affairs will soon change as government is constructing Nakanya Mini Hospital, which will help reduce referral cases to Lewanika General Hospital. Here are the details.
Construction works of Nakanya Mini Hospital in Nalikwanda constituency of Mongu district in Western Province has reached an advanced stage. Speaking shortly after inspecting the health facility, Mongu District Commissioner Morgan Akabiso said the hospital improve health service delivery for the people in the area.
And this government has placed that as priority number 1, number 2, in that we bring a main hospital here in Nalikwanda in order to avoid these huge distances that people are moving going to a closest health facility. And this is being undertaken by Suscon Construction Solutions. And I think they are telling us that by June, July, this will be complete. For the people of Nalikwanda, that is the solution that they needed to improve their health, to take care of their health, in that it is centrally positioned. And I think it will help other satellite health facilities to get upgraded.
Earlier, Swascon Construction Company site manager Sandy Daka pointed out that the main hospital will be fully fledged.
Main hospital like this one, it's got 50 rooms,
We've got maternity wing. Then maternity wing consists of prenatal, then theatre room, delivery and postnatal. Then we've got ordinary wards that are pediatric for children. Children, there's no specification of whether a boy or girl. They admit them in just one ward. Then we've got male ward, which is for bed capacity. Then we've got female ward, which is for bed capacity as well. Then the rest is storage, and then we've got a mother's yacht as well.
Mr. Daka was quick to inform the district commissioner on some of the challenges the company was facing in having the construction materials on site.
Yes, the biggest challenge is the road. From the tarmac to here, it's a sandy road, which is a challenge, but we're using local vehicles. They normally call them Saula to bring in materials from town, which is Mongu, to site, which is Narikwanda.
Okay. Once Nakanyamini Hospital is complete, it will help to decongest Lewanika General Hospital with some cases as they will be dealt with at the facility. Rogers Febuary reporting for Zanis in Mongu District of Western Province.
Now, Nkwachi Chanda reports from Copperbelt Province that residents of Lumano Ward in Masaiti District have commended government for separating and upgrading Lumano Combined School into a stand-alone secondary school. The residents say upgrading the school has saved the children in the area from walking long distances to access secondary education elsewhere. Details in the following report.
The residents of Lumano Ward are happy that the first secondary school in the area has been opened. The residents are elated that the opening of the secondary school has helped to ease the over 7 kilometers distance that the children in the area have had to cover to the nearest secondary school.
Takagani, bali ya Kiwala, secondary, emini Masaiti. So yaba nomba lishuko. For the first time, twapata secondary.
We're learning at primary, and now I thank the government for bringing us the secondary because it was so hard for our parents to get us to the other schools.
Masaiti District Commissioner Eni Matutu has implored the pupils to work extra hard and uphold good morals.
No parent should give an excuse for not taking anybody to school. At least uniforms they can buy. Education is totally free. From here, you are the doctors, the teachers, the nurses, even the DC coming from me, I come from it. Simple as all that. So please, continue school, employ good discipline here in my head. Make sure discipline. People are disciplined, they definitely pass.
And Lumano Secondary School head teacher disclosed some of the challenges that the school is facing.
The problem we have to next year, classroom accommodation. So what we need right now, one by 3 classroom blocks heavily, so that we can accommodate the oncoming grade 11 and grade 12. Then we have a problem with our boundaries. Boundary encroachments. Boundary school ground was very big, but unfortunately, our outsiders have come in and encroached.
Zanis reporting.
And in one of the stories making headlines is Chirundu District Commissioner Patrick Kasambila says the area is likely to experience hunger due to massive destruction of maize fields in some settlements by elephants. Mr. Kasambila says hunger will affect those who have settled in the Lower Zambezi Game Management Area and in the Animal Corridor. He stated that the Department of National Parks and Wildlife is working closely with the Department of Agriculture to assess the extent of the damage. Mr. Kasambila is, however, optimistic that the District Disaster Management Officer will effectively coordinate responses to disasters and other related matters. Earlier, Department of National Parks and Wildlife Senior Ranger Shadrick Silumesi attributed the animal-human conflict to encroachment of squatters in the game management area and the animal corridors. And Chirundu Town Council Chairperson Nevas Mujindu appealed to the Department of National Parks and Wildlife to enhance public sensitization on the dangers of encroachment.
for vulnerable in the society. So I want to inform you that as a district, we received an officer from DMU who is now special for this program assignment. Since we already advocated to the 12 wards, maybe on that one we can still get back to DMU and make a request. Since now we've got an officer stationed here.
We've invited it all, cut all the trees and then so these animals now this is what used to be their home. So I think maybe as the people are expanding, we really understand now the need for land. The corridors, I think let's see how this will work together and leave it in other areas, corridors for these animals, because they'll ever be there.
What we know is how it is, without knowing that those are corridors of particular animals. So when these animals come, they are coming to their own homes, of which I do not know. So I think let's just work hand in hand with our civic leaders so that we move at the same pace, we have the same understanding, and that understanding goes to the community. Maybe it will help us so that we combat this problem.
We move back to the eastern part of the country. The desk rehabilitation exercise has begun in Eastern Province with the aim of reducing the shortages of furniture in rural schools. Eastern Province Education Officer Brenly Malambo says the old desks, which were donated by some partners, will help address the shortage. Details in this report.
To offset the shortage of desks in Eastern Province, stakeholders have donated 2,811 desks to the education authorities for rehabilitation.
110 single-seater desks and 2,701 double-seater desks from organizations, NGOs, Plan International involved, and maybe I should take this opportunity to also thank them for their efforts towards helping government have enough desks for my learners in the province.
Mr. Malambo says this is in line with the presidential decree of having no child sitting on the floor in schools by the end of this year.
And I'm still asking for more. I'm still asking for more because the president gave a directive that come December 2023, every learner in Eastern Province, that's why I'm in charge of, must have somewhere to sit. So colleagues from NGOs, colleagues from other sources, please come on board. Help my province have enough and appropriate desks for my learners.
And Shpata District Education Board Secretary Gabriel Chutu has thanked government for undertaking the desk rehabilitation exercise.
That allow me just to concentrate on what is going on right here. The first phase of money that we received from the government, and we are very grateful and we are very thankful, is 189,000, and out of that we have produced so far 442 desks. Now you may wish also to know that since we are among the 3 hub centers, the districts that we have in the province are 15. I will tell you that under Chpata, we are also servicing the 5 other districts, among them Kasenengwa, Chipangari, Vubwi, Chadiza, and Mambwe.
Following the introduction of free education in 2022, schools in the country have seen an influx of enrollments, especially in rural areas. Davison Sakala, reporting for Zanis in Chipata.
Thank you, Davison, for that report. We move to Central Province. Calvin Tembo reports from Kabwe that 27 pupils at Lukanga Secondary School were last year found with traces of marijuana by the Drug Enforcement Commission. Lukanga Secondary School head teacher Daniel Musonda says some pupils used to sneak out of school premises to access marijuana through a passage created by a wall fence which had collapsed. Let's take a look.
A good learning environment is key in the provision of quality education to the learners. The collapse of the perimeter wall fence at Lukanga Secondary School has exposed learners to negative vices, including drug abuse.
At the moment, from the time the wall fence collapsed, we have experienced a lot of negative issues on the part of the children. Learning has not been conducive. We have experienced the high traffic of people passing through our school. The offense collapsed in 2021, but we were not sponsored in terms of CDF. The other negatives which we have experienced is the issue of our children abusing drugs because of the collapsed offense. Just last year, we engaged the Drug Enforcement Commission, which were on the ground, and they discovered that there were 27 pupils who had traces of marijuana in their blood. And we were told by the Drug Enforcement Commission that there was a person who was sitting in the football pitch, which is near the Magistrates Court, who was selling marijuana to our children, which we tried by all means, working together with the parents and the law enforcers to make sure that we keep that situation.
Kawe District Commissioner Lennox Mwambwa has appealed to the Kawe Central Constituency Development Committee to ensure such projects are prioritized.
We infrastructure appeal to WDC, our obviously CDF committees. I think now we should have a smoother process so that the children are away from illicit activities. Like I said, two things education does. It reduces the poverty levels. Why? How does it do? I have explained. If children are not in school, they don't get an education, it means they cannot be independent. They cannot have an income. Two, the aspect of the children coming in to keep away from crime. These are some of the things that it's doing. So our law enforcement agencies, we heard already that there were some gentlemen sitting near the courts. Please, I hope that has been dealt with. Our colleagues from drug enforcement. And together as a team, we just continue to monitor and see how best we can curb some of these issues collectively.
And the Provincial Education Office has since advised the school to stop offering Period 9, which was being conducted outside.
That the school has been directed, in case they have Period 9, it is not necessary. They can drop it so that we don't have that insinuation that learners are learning under the tree. The 8 periods that Debs talked about, they are quite sufficient. So in case you have a situation where options are offered like that, please, no need of Period 9 here.
Kelvin Tembo for Zanis in Kawe, Central Province.
Now, government, working with other stakeholders, has put in place strict measures to improve sanitation and water supply at Mutenguleni, the place where the Nchala ceremony is held. And residents have praised government for ensuring that there is improved water supply and sanitation to avert an escalation of cholera cases in the area. Details in this report.
Some districts in the Eastern Province recently recorded cases of cholera, but government, working with various stakeholders, has improved water supply and sanitation in the affected areas to avoid the further spread of the disease. As the province hosts Nchala traditional ceremony of the Ngoni people, government has also heightened sensitization on the need for people to observe good hygiene practices before, during and after the ceremony.
We've put in some measures right there at the arena, and with the water company, that's Eastern Water and Sanitation, they came on board as well, and we've put in tanks. We're going to have a bowser, we're going to have washing places at different spots. So we feel we are very much ready, and we went out to sensitize our people about the cholera that we have in the district and the best way to protect themselves. So we feel we're very much ready, and the people that are going to be there, they know what to do.
And the people have thanked government for working on the water reticulation system and sanitation at the arena for the ceremony.
Kuna kusamba kabiri mu manja ngati tapeza chakudya afani kati chisuke na manzi na yambo kuti so ngati waenda wapeza ko manzi chabe kaili takatakata mumpuno membi ni mumeso tabura futi tasamba mu manja
nze mtu ganzi atuganza uti boma itachilunga musikule ningako nda imfa zizotikonka sipwa chocho tamanzi so pamepiti na manzi apo atiteteza njira yaikule ne manini ndothokoza kwambiri boma ipitirize kuika twambiri kaye ntung'ono ku bantu balipo ni bambiri so tuonga zikomo ku boma itipitirize kusamalira umoyo.
They have also appealed to government to consider putting up improved water points even in villages. Michelo Dubinda for Zanis in Chipata District, Eastern Province.
In Wapula Province, Chief Kasoma Luela of the Ochi people of Chembe District has expressed concern over reports of illegal mining at Muombe. Chief Kasoma Luela says it is sad that most districts in Wapula Province are blessed with natural resources such as precious stones, but no established mining is being done. Speaking to Zanis in an interview at his palace, the traditional leader said it would be better for the government to give the mine to a local investor so that the mine becomes operational, unlike the current situation. He wondered how perpetrators found themselves collecting singulite when government deployed Zambia police officers to guard the mine. Chief Kasoma Luela has since called on the would-be investors to respect the traditional leadership in the area by following the right procedure whenever they want to conduct an activity. He urged the government to let the law take its course by ensuring that the perpetrators in the Muombe Sagilite saga are brought to book. Finally, a civic leader in Mukushi district of Central Province has called for private sector participation in disaster mitigation as well as supply of safe and clean water. Mukushi District Council Chairperson Melson Chilemo has noted that some disasters require participation of everyone to cushion the impact on affected residents. Mr. Chilemo disclosed that houses and toilets have collapsed in some areas such as the Itala compound and Kasansama due to heavy rains. He said his office is therefore seeking the private sector involvement to beef up resources to help the victims. The DC has since called on commercial farmers, mining companies and other well-established private entities to complement the council's efforts in addressing communal challenges. As we end the news, we take a look at the stories that made headlines. President Hichilema calls for patriotism, hard work among Zambians. WAMA asks councils to consult before allocating plots for development. Hunger looms in Chirundu district. Plus, stakeholders improve sanitation at Inchala. Thank you so much for staying with us, and on behalf of the entire Zanis production team, my name is Juliet Ntele saying bye-bye.